Aishwarya, I'm coming to you as a part of this of a party that is a member of the government. What is more important for the Congress party? Ladki hu, lad sakti hu? The pride and safety of women and young girls and minors in the state, or the politicking and the theatrics that is ongoing? I am shocked to hear that a Congress party that goes to states like Uttar Pradesh and other states and raises these issues as very much their right is as an opposition party, is so quiet and so comfortable with what is happening, with the Chief Minister brushing aside these crimes.
Good evening, Shivani. You cannot let's make one thing very clear, whether the politicking, as you would call it, or where the government obviously had to go through a trust vote. In the past 10 days, and my GMM colleague has spoken about the same, you've seen the manipulation, you've seen everything that has happened to the government. That cannot be one of these either or situations with a situation of law and order. I think both of them were equal priorities. And I think as a coalition partner, Shivani, the Indian National Congress has made it emphatically clear to Mr. Soren and the cabinet and the other members of the GMM that priority of safety of young girls is very important. The Congress leaders themselves, the MLA of neighboring districts, have gone and visited that area when the first incident of the very sad situation of the girl who was set ablaze also arose. And we have impressed upon the government, we've impressed upon the Chief Minister that one, that we should be far more careful and prudent about the statements that we make. And second, and I think our CLP leaders also made it very clear that each one of these cases are going to be handled with priority basis. He has also spoken about, whether it was the judicial probe or whether it was having to fast track the entire process. I think the Congress has taken responsibility on that. And in terms of
but you look at the attitude, Aishwarya, that the government displays when such crimes take place. When Ankita's, was set on fire, for 5 days, she didn't get even an iota of help from the government. At that time, when the crime took place, the Chief Minister was busy picnicking, and then your MLAs were at resorts in Chhattisgarh. Just look at the messaging. You want to be in government, fair enough. Every political party wants to be in government and wants to fight for it government. But what are you going to be in government for if such crimes don't shake you, if such girls don't get your help, if such families don't get your help?
Shivani, let's make it very clear that in certain states, even with a full-fledged government there, you see complete derailing of justice for young girls, as we saw in Hathras, as we saw in Unnao, as we've seen in a lot of places.
But
in
why
this
doesn't
situation,
Congress speak now?
One second, Shivani, none of these make these right, but let me clarify. This entire idea of 5 days of apathy is also something that has been debunked, from the health minister going there to the MLAs to the entire government.
Madam Aishwarya, I had the father of Ankita on my show last week. He told me categorically, repeatedly, that the only people who helped him, I am not making this up. You can watch these videos on YouTube, on CNN News 18 channel. He said categorically the only people who helped him from the first day to the last was BJP, which is the opposition in the state. I asked him twice, and he said categorically that if I had got adequate help on proper time, then my daughter could have been saved. In fact, Tanuj was on the show that day.
Shivani, very simply, I think, congratulations, kudos to them that for once in their existence, they seem to be working, especially with the same other cases of Ms. Patra coming up in Jharkhand. But the larger issue, Shivani, and this is something that the Congress has made very clear to the GMM and as a partner in this government, that we believe the strictest, most stringent action must be taken against the accused, all of whom have been arrested. Investigation is underway. And also the most amount of relief that can be given, because we cannot bring back the lives of these young girls, and it's the most heinous sort of crime, and I hope the strictest action is taken. We've impressed
you can hope, but when you are in government, people expect action and not hope from those who are members of the government.
Action is taken,
you are telling your partner that this should be done, but I am surprised that the Congress is not coming out in the open to do so. Lalita Kumaramangalam wants to come in.
Yeah.
Madam, has the response of the government been adequate at all? Look at the political theatrics going on. Fine. You have to survive as a politician and as a chief minister. You're doing that. But something needs to be done. Some message needs to be sent in these areas where there is even an allegation that young girls' families are having to move from Muslim majority areas because they are being either exploited or threatened. Are we to ignore all of this going on in Jharkhand?
Look, I have for many years and now over the last, I think, couple of weeks made my opinions very clear that violence against women, regardless of which state is in, which party is in government, is wrong, has to be condemned thoroughly. I was the first one to say that bail given for a poor child in Gujarat was wrong. And it fails. I mean, I don't understand why most political parties, including today the two who are on your show, seem to suggest that two wrongs can make a right. Whatever is happening in other states is being criticized roundly, soundly by other parties.
Absolutely.
That's how it should be. But it's amazing, it's terrifying to see that a party like the Congress, which has always traditionally, I think, stood for social justice, today is so quiet. Whatever the reasons given for political survival, or that your larger view is something, these are two girls that have died within about less than 10 days of each other. And in both cases, we have seen there has been very suspicious things done by the police. Yeah. In the case of Aishwarya, the police first said her age was 19, whereas she was actually below 18, which made it a POXO case. In this case, I don't know what the delay is due to, but the state is just not answering. And the Congress always claims that they're the biggest, they're the only party that can give a national opposition to the BJP. And here they are not able to handle a one-state ally, that is a JMM, which is actually a party of one state. Now, it doesn't matter what religion the persecutors were or the perpetrators were, what religion the girls were from, that's not the point. The point is these girls were killed ruthlessly in a planned manner. Why is the investigation taking so long? When this happened in Kerala, I was amongst those, and I'm still in the BJP, please remember that. That who said that yes, the investigation has to be hurried up, because it's all very well saying we are for one ethos. When an investigation is so delayed, do you know how much, how many problems can arise? I don't know if they've done a proper forensic analysis. I don't know if they have even, you say they've not even questioned the people who are close to the criminals. It doesn't matter what caste, creed, color, whatever they may be. The point is that there are so many lapses in the investigation that it leads one to wonder whether the government is really serious about doing
precisely the question. And ma'am, the reason I bring in the identity of the perpetrators or the accused in this case is precisely from Dumka and from similar areas. In February, in August, earlier, there are similar cases that have come to light, where if we go by what happened, for example, in Ankita's case, that there was a police officer who deliberately fudged the age of the young girl to possibly evade the POXO charges. I'm talking about a case in February, in August, in Jharkhand, similar cases. Young girls abused, Dalit girls or ST or tribal girls, one thrown into a well, the other murdered. Where one case where the family had to move because of pressure, and similar identity of the accused is coming to light. One does wonder if on the ground there has been an attempt to brush these crimes under the carpet. That's why I bring about the identity of the accused, because we've seen what's happened in the POXO case as far as the accused in Ankita's case is concerned, and the police officer who had to be suspended. But I'll take that to Varun a little bit later, because there are allegations of love jihad cases coming to light. Bimal Berandi is joining us. He's from Dumka.